Start of the fourth quarter in the inaugural Mountain West Championship game. Fresno State trying to hold on to a 24-7 lead. Andrew Catalan, Aaron Taylor, Ali LaForce with you from Bulldog Stadium on a chilly night in Fresno, California. And Matt Wells' team facing a big 3rd down and 3 to start the fourth quarter. They're just 2 of 11 tonight on 3rd downs.
Expect pressure.
And penalty flag.
Full start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Been a tough night for Sini Talavea, and he's the guilty party here.
Tight end got it too. Keegan Anderson.
I really think, Aaron, this has been one of the biggest keys to this game is Utah State's offensive line inability to be effective tonight. It's been the heart and soul of the Aggies all season long, and they've had a real rough night here in Fresno. 3rd and 8. Garrettson to Butler. 1st down, Utah State. Butler still going to the 42. Into Fresno State territory. Ron Smith with the tackle.
That's a huge play for this offense, and Keegan reads it perfectly. Comes off his first read, back to his second read. Just a great job of picking up 1st downs. What this offense needs to focus on is getting 1st downs. But again, here's some confusion. This offense is stopping itself as much as Fresno State is stopping it.
18-yard gain on 3rd down. It's 1st and 10. Bruce Nat's in the motion man. Garrison pump fakes. Looking deep for Butler. Down the sideline. Butler's attempt falls on the ground, incomplete. Leaping attempt by Ronald Butler.
And that was against Charles Washington, number 28, who's a starting strong safety all season long. But because of issues in pass defense last week against San Jose State, they moved the sophomore over to the starting cornerback position, and he came up with a huge play there. I can't tell you how hard it is as a safety to play corner and how hard that is to play out of position. And Washington's done a very good job tonight.
Garrettson's pass incomplete. And going back to that Washington story, it was him. He was the one that called the coaching staff over the weekend and said, I know we had a rough time at corner last week. I'll do whatever you need. And whatever you need was learning to play cornerback in a week, as Garrettson took a pop there from Tyler Davison.
Fresno State is dominating the line of scrimmage, whether it's pressure or getting penetration in the run game. The Bulldogs came to play on that side of the football tonight, and Utah State's been struggling as a result.
3rd down and 10, potentially 4-down territory here for the Aggies. They run it up the middle to DiMartino, and considering it's 4-down territory, that's a smart play.
Yeah, no question, because you don't have to get all of it. And Ron Smith, the safety, came up with a heck of a tackle. But now you've got some decisions to make here on 4th down. How are you going to play this? That short, quick, controlled passing game's been working for him, but we haven't seen Garrettson's legs in a while. If nothing's there, will the young freshman take off and make something happen?
Here comes the crowd on 4th and 4. Garrettson hit hard, pass is caught, 1st down, ball came out at the end, no whistle. That's a fumble. Fresno, now one official saying he was down.
It looked down to me.
There was no whistle, but the official pointed to the ground. Garrettson took a big hit. Patrick Sua brought the heat, but a 1st down for Utah State.
Garrettson had to double pump that. Yeah, the ground caused that fumble. He was down. Garrettson wanted to throw it, kind of half-checked it, and then found a way to get it done.
Van Leeuwen, the 1st down reception. Garrettson looking deep for Van Leeuwen again. Along the sideline, incomplete. That 4th down play, we told you Garrettson got hit hard. Here's another look at it. It was Donovan Lewis who hit Garrettson high.
Garrett's been feeling it, but remember, we talked about the coaches telling us that this young man had some moxie. He was unflappable. Can he find a way to get something done and make this a 10-point ball game?
2nd down and 10 and a whistle. Timeout, Fresno State.
Snap. Fresno calls their first charge timeout.
So the Bulldogs want a breather on defense, sort things out here early in the 4th quarter.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Inaugural Mountain West Championship game, the top-ranked offense of Fresno State against the top-ranked defense of Utah State, but it's the Bulldog defense that set the tone early, and then Derek Carr goes to work with 2 touchdown passes in the 2nd quarter.
Just finding a way to be able to distribute the football, and they've capitalized on the opportunities that they've had, but they've made their fair share of mistakes as well. You see here Jake Dowdy picking up a fumble down in the red zone, and that has been Utah State's only touchdown tonight, and it was with their conference #1 ranked defense. And then Derek Carr comes back to Devontae Adams over Nevin Lawson, showing you why he's one of the best receivers in the country.
24-7 Fresno State with 12:57 to go in the 4th quarter. How about this? Utah State has not been in the red zone tonight.
It's amazing how stifled this offense has been. Their defense has given them opportunity after opportunity. No success on 1st down. What can they get done here?
They have the ball at the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 10 following the Fresno State timeout. Garrettson to Van Leeuwen, a little too high. And a late flag comes in. Van Leeuwen took a big hit.
That's the exact same play they ran the play before, where they couldn't come down with it. You see him there talking to Deron Smith, who may have been a little aggressive on that last one. What a playmaker he's been over the years with this Bulldog team. Really the heart and soul, but that could have been a costly mistake.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, a hit on the defenseless receiver. Defense number 15. Half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
Another look at that call that goes against Deron Smith.
Man, I don't know about that. I think that's just a player trying to make a play right there. That's a tough call.
The penalty brings the Aggies into the red zone for the 1st time tonight. Garrettson held on to it, hit hard, and goes down. Dalen Jones making his 1st start of his career. And that's the 7th sack, and Garrettson is still down on the ground.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Craig Harrison is the backup quarterback, but the concern now is with Darryl Garrettson.
He took a shot there. The right side of your screen, number 5, Dalen Jones. Absolutely crushed. Tyler Davidson once again doing a good job working over left guard Sini Tauvea. Man, this offensive line just getting worked at the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback's getting pumped.
Aaron Jones came in there helmet first.
It looked to me like his right shoulder from that last angle that we just saw came. It certainly was low as Garrettson was falling to the ground, so their helmet certainly could have made contact. But I think that was a clean shot. It just was a hard one.
Garrettson is still down. The freshman, just 19 years old, out of Chandler, Arizona. And now Matt Wells is coming onto the field. While they attend to Garrettson, we'll step aside, come back to Fresno right after this. The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Kay Jewelers, Red Lobster, Progressive, and by AT&T. While we were away, thankfully, Darryl Garrettson was able to get up, and he slowly walked off the field, needing help to get to the sideline. Took a big shot from Dalen Jones. And Garrettson took a while to get off the field, and his teammates all surrounding him on the sideline, concerned about the true freshman quarterback. That'll bring out the backup, Craig Harrison. He's a junior from Grantsville, Utah. When Chucky Keaton went down early against BYU in early October, Harrison finished that game, played the first half of the next game against Boise State, and then they went to Garrettson. Harrison hasn't come back because Garrettson has been so successful. So now Harrison comes into the game, and on the first play he's sacked. But penalty flags down on the play. That could be a face mask.
Unfortunately, a great play by Carl Mickelson is going to get nullified because of his aggression.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 43. Had the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
He just absolutely whips the back Joey DiMartino, a poor block. But man, that left hand of his, trying to take all these quarterbacks out for Utah State. As a defender, you got to be able to settle down, throttle down, and come up with a good play. And he followed up a great one with a bad one there, costing his defense.
Aaron, 2 killer penalties on the Bulldogs this drive. The unnecessary roughness against Smith and the face mask against Mickelson. Now the Wildcat formation. Bruce Natson finds some space. Natson in the end zone. Touchdown. First time tonight they've run the Wildcat. They're 1 for 1. It took them into the fourth quarter, but it's the first offensive score of the night for the Aggies.
This time they just pull the backside guard, Jamie Marcosian, on a G-block scheme out of the Wildcat, and find a way to get into the end zone to make this a 10-point game. And crazy things happen, man. Sometimes when the offense gets shaken up, they can rally around their quarterback. They lost a good one earlier on. You see Darryl Garrettson get knocked out. They continue to need their defense to make a play.
Diaz doinks in the extra point. So 11:55 to go. It is a 10-point game. Well, they don't really have a technical name for it. Some people like to call it the Wild Nat. Bruce Natson out of the Wildcat. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And we're not done yet in Fresno.
Let's relax muscle.
Tomorrow on 60 Minutes, a Navy SEAL story of bravery and survival, plus the people who knew Nelson Mandela best. On 60 Minutes tomorrow, only CBS. Darryl Garrettson still being attended to on the Utah State bench. Let's go down to Allie LaForce.
Guys, the trainers walked Garrettson very, very slowly over to the trainer's table, and they've been dealing with him very delicately. They asked him a series of questions to which he responded to the best of his ability, but I don't think he really knows what's going on right now. They covered him up with blankets, they got him some hand warmers, and they told me he's done for the game.
Thank you, Allie. Still grimacing in pain on the Utah State sideline. And he will watch the rest of this one. It'll be Craig Harrison's job for the Aggies the rest of the way. There's Harrison on the bike trying to get loose. Little pooch kick. Ball is on the ground. Utah State says they have it. No signal yet. Still trying to sort it out.
They got it.
The rule on the field is the kick that was marked by the receiving team, recovered by the kickers. First down.
Aaron Warren opponents this season are now 4 for 4 recovering onside kicks against Fresno State.
This was just a great response, but poor execution by the Bulldog team. They had a chance to be able to come down with this. Greg Watson had his hands on it, but just simply couldn't come up with it. And the Aggies prevailed yet again, stealing another possession. But can this offense take advantage of it, Andrew? That's been their struggle all night long.
Craig Harrison back out onto the field. Great field position. Play fake. Harrison deep for Van Leeuwen. Broken up, but a penalty flag comes in late. Harrison was looking for Van Leeuwen, and Duron Smith was back on the coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 13. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Van Leeuwen was open for quite a while, but you see there, because that ball was underthrown and forced to the inside, Van Leeuwen had to stop to come back on it. Had that been a properly thrown ball, Smith probably wouldn't have got flagged for that penalty, but Van Leeuwen was open quite a bit longer than Craig Harrison saw. That ball came out late.
Penalties have crushed the Bulldogs in this fourth quarter. 2 on the previous drive and a big one here to begin this drive. 1 on the play. Harrison just gets it away. Going back to the end zone, nobody home, incomplete. Craig Harrison is 24 years old. He spent 2 years at Snow College before transferring to Utah State. His father, Rick, played quarterback in Southern Utah and Utah. Harrison, one of 12 Aggies who's married. 2nd and 10 on the ground. DiMartino across the 20. Momentum has swung in this game in favor of the Aggies.
And it's so critical that they capitalize on this situation and get a touchdown to make it a 3-point game. A field goal's good. It's a 2-score game at this point, but they have to be able to find a way to get some success down here in the red zone. We haven't seen them use any of their screen games so far today, but they've had some chances throwing the ball vertically. 3rd
down and 6. Harrison's pass is caught by Butler. First down, Utah State inside the 10-yard line. With Travis Reynolds out tonight, Utah State's top receiver, Ronald Butler, has made an impact. He's over 100 yards receiving.
Really impressed that time the way Harrison stood in that pocket, unflapped, kept his eyes downfield, and delivered a BB.
Now they line up in the Wildcat again. Harrison, the quarterback, at the bottom of your screen on 1st and goal. Natson keeps it to the 7, penalty flag. Far side of the field.
Possibly illegal motion, 2-minute motion at the same time. Weird location for that type of play.
There is no foul on the play for an illegal formation. There were only 4 players in the backfield. It's 2nd down.
Seen that a couple times tonight, Andrew, with the inadvertent calls and the picked up flags. Derek Carr certainly watching intently, because this is Utah State's one of their better chances to get something done down here.
2nd and goal. Play fake. Harrison keeps it himself inside the 5 and brought down at the 4-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and goal.
Well, one of the things that Craig Harrison can do is he can make plays with his legs. I'd like a run-pass option on here, maybe a sprint or a boot. Give your quarterback an opportunity to make something happen and have a 2-way go.
3rd down and goal. Harrison cuts back again, and he stopped short. Down to the 3-yard line. Again, a 2-possession game. Do you put the field goal on the board now if you're Matt Wells?
I would, because you have some confidence. You finish a nice drive. after your defense made a play and you get points. It's a 2-score game anyway. Why take a chance and give some momentum back to Fresno State here? And that's what they're going to do.
Well, they had the offense stay out, but now Matt Wells changed his mind, and he brings the field goal unit out in Nick Diaz. When you got the top-ranked defense in the conference, you got to trust them, and that's what they're doing here. A 20-yard attempt. They just get it off, and the kick is good. With exactly 9 minutes to go in the game, it's a 7-point ball game. Utah State has scored 10 unanswered points. Diaz with the field goal, 24-17. Fresno State still hanging on to the lead. Tune in for college, pro, and fantasy coverage from a fan's perspective. Take back your Sundays with that other pregame show tomorrow morning starting at 9 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Minus Allie LaForce tomorrow morning. She's with us tonight.
I'll miss those guys tomorrow, but it's a pleasure to be here, guys.
You might be warm by tomorrow morning.
I think it'll take more than that.
Well, 9 minutes to go, brand new ball game, a 7-point game.
Well, Andrew, let's talk about what's been going on in this fourth quarter, buddy. The offensive line for the Aggies been struggling all night long, get their quarterback, Darrell Garretson, knocked out. Then the face mask penalty, Bruce Natson responding with a touchdown. And then the aggressive play call with the pooch kick and get the onside kick and the turnover. And then another penalty in the end zone kept the drive alive. And finally, the Aggies were able to respond, kick the field goal to make it a 7-point ball game. There is no quit in this team, Andrew.
The hands team has come out for the kick return for Fresno State. Well, Utah State will kick it deep. Jonathan Norton at the 10, going the wrong way, and dragged out at the 11-yard line. Derek Carr coming back out into the field with a 7-point lead. With 8:52 to go in the fourth quarter.
It becomes hypercritical as we take a look at Derek Carr setting the new school record for passing yards in a single season with 4,850. They're going to need some more of him tonight, and he's got to be careful that he protects the football.
Tyson David Carr, his older brother, they run it on first down and 10. And Aaron, no matter what happens tonight, the rest of the way, you got to give a lot of credit to Utah State. Their star quarterback went down in early October. Everyone wrote them off. They've shown resilience the entire season. In this game, their starting quarterback goes down, and they made it a 7-point game. Matt Wells, in his first year as a head coach, has done a phenomenal job.
Coach of the year, in my opinion, without question, because of what we're seeing tonight, and that's resiliency for his team.
Back-to-back runs for Fresno State to start this drive.
I understand it. They're being a lot more conservative. They know, they can feel in this stadium that the momentum is starting to shift. You have Derek Carr. At some point, you're going to have to use his arm. But two very conservative run calls on first and second down, and I don't blame them.
First time in 7.5 minutes, the Fresno State offense has been out on the field. And they're faced with a 3rd down and 7. And Utah State get the ball right back. Pressure coming from the outside. Carr steps up. Incomplete. Had a man in Isaiah Burse, and a late flag comes in.
That may be a late hit, Andrew, and a very costly penalty.
Wow.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 99. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's on B.J. Larson. And instead of forcing a 3-and-out, the drive continues.
And that's the second on B.J. Larson. Just a cheap shot in the back and a push. And yeah, you want to be physical, but you got to be able to pull up. You cost your team big time when you do that. Pata Ali'i had one earlier in the game. That's 3 on this defensive line. You just simply can't have that from one of your junior leaders.
Quezada with the first down run to the 35-yard line. Clock continues to move. Utah State has 2 timeouts remaining. But B.J. Larson, the Logan, Utah native, he went to Logan High School. That's where Utah State's campus is located, right in Logan. He was a Grizzly in high school. The junior with a costly penalty to keep this drive going. 2nd and 4. They flip it to Adams, running right side. Has the first down for Fresno State. Utah State was looking for a hold. You could hear it with our microphones down on the field, but instead, first down, Fresno State.
I think we could have heard that with our naked ears, but once again, Fresno State with that little flip pass, using the speed sweep to get some running room on the perimeter. What that does is it stretches the linebackers, setting them up perfectly for some other perimeter plays in bubble sweep.
Right back to Adams. Brian Sweet comes up to make the tackle.
To the Fresno State 48-yard line.
Been impressed with the play calling of Dave Schramm, the offensive coordinator for Fresno State tonight. For the most part, done a good job of mixing up his play calling, keeping this Utah State defense off balance. What an explosive offense, and what a great job he's done tutoring number 4 quarterback here.
Derek Carr over 400 yards passing now in this game. Right side to Burse, and tries to get away from Quentin Bird.
Isaiah Bird.
And that'll be short of a first down with 6 minutes to play.
Those bubble screens, tackling in space is so important. I really like the technique of the patience of Quentin Bird on that one. Keeping his base, but here's a big third down, Andrew.
8th game this season, Carr has gone over 400 yards. 3rd down and 2. Aggies need a stop. Quezada reverses direction, and they spot it right at the sticks. Connor Williams made the tackle. Well, that looks to be a first down. And it is. First down, Fresno State. And that means the clock will continue to roll.
Love the running style of Josh Quezada. He's a slasher, and that time he used his vision, put his foot in the ground. Utah State's defense over-pursued that last time, and he just simply ran it where they weren't and moved the chains.
2 timeouts remaining for the Aggies. At what point do they start to think about using them, Aaron?
Well, it's interesting here. The clock is bleeding. This is a defense that has to find a way to get a stop. There's still plenty of time. This is only a 1-touchdown game.
Burse across the 40. And 8 more yards for Fresno State.
Andrew, they got to worry about giving up 8-yard plays a lot more than they got to worry about time. Yeah, they've got a couple timeouts, and the clock is ticking. But you just simply, if you got to get yourself off the field, you can't give up 8 yards on first down. Be aggressive, take some chances. Pressure Derek Carr, that's where they've been successful.
Carr snaps it with 12 on the play clock. Doesn't see the pressure coming, gets rid of it. Incomplete. Carr took a big hit from his blind side.
That was Kyler Fackrell that time, working over the right tackle, Justin Northern. Just does a good job with a speed rush and ripping underneath. Even trying to get some help by that right guard, Cody Wickman. But Kyler Fackrell, I'm telling you what, this guy has a chance to be able to play his way in a couple years to being a very highly drafted player. I've enjoyed watching this young man on film. And we just saw the pressure.
3rd down and 2. Surprised that Carr snapped the ball with so much time on the play clock on that last play. 5 seconds here. Quezada up the gut, stuffed. And that's going to bring up 4th down. The #1 defense comes up big when they needed it with a 3rd down stop.
Now, if you're Utah State, you're glad that you have those 2 timeouts, and that's exactly what you have to do. You're Matt Wells' team. You had to find a way to get yourself a stop. They're going to bleed this clock and probably try to kick a field goal. If they get stopped here, that would be a huge momentum shift in the way of Utah State, but it looks like they're going to go for it here, Andrew. To win it all, you got to risk it all, baby.
It'll be a 56-yard field goal. It looks like DeRuyter's going to call timeout when it gets down to 1. And that's what he does. Second of the half for the
Second
Bulldogs.
charge timeout. Fresno State, 30 seconds.
So DeRuyter wants to talk things over with 3:35 to go. Well, see why critics say Elementary keeps getting Sherlock Holmes right. Discover a new episode Thursday at 10/9 Central, only CBS. All right, 4th down and 2.
From left. Scatter from left.
Will the clock operator please reset the clock?
What do you think here, Aaron?
Well, you see Dave Schramm talking to his team. They're going to set something up to give themselves a chance offensively, but they also might try and use cadence, because if they get an offsides penalty on this defense, which has been very penalty laden, that would give them the first down. So look for Derek Carr to use his voice first with some hard counts to try and get Utah State to come off sides. And if you're Matt Wells' team, you got to keep your eyes on the football and play disciplined defense here on 4th down.
Carr has punted 6 times this season. And Tim DeRuyter still chatting with Reggie Smith. Well, so far tonight, Fresno State's 3 for 4 on 4th downs, and on the season, they are 5th in the country at better than 75%. Well, this drive almost ended earlier, but B.J. Larson with the late hit on Carr, and that kept it going.
You just can't have foolish penalties like that, particularly from your upperclassmen. I mean, that extended this drive, and we don't know what's going to happen here on 4th down, but it's plays like that that lose you championships. They've had some success on 4th down and 3rd and shorts running off tackle with their running back, Josh Quezada.
Well, David Carr's final home game at Bulldog Stadium in 2001 was against Utah State. He threw for 432 yards and 6 touchdowns. Derek Carr's final home game of his career against Utah State, trying to win the inaugural Mountain West Championship game. And you can be sure that one day number 4 will be up on that wall next to number 8.
Man, you see Dave Schramm there, the offensive coordinator, talking to his team. What a year it's been for this unit, largely led by this offense. They've made some amazing plays this year, Andrew. And here on 4th down, late in the 4th quarter, they could use their biggest. I mean, Fresno State's no stranger to being in tight ball games late. They need this one. And again, it wouldn't shock me at all if they feed this ball to Josh Quezada off tackle and probably to the right.
This is a long timeout. It's much more than the timeout, as Matt Wells is still talking with Reggie Smith. We're unclear of why it's been an elongated timeout. But this is not the normal amount of time you get for a timeout.
Well, at least it's not cold.
Oh, you have some hand warmers in the booth.
Bro, I can't believe you're using hand warmers right now. I'm so ashamed.
You're just too much of a man to use hand warmers.
Played in South Bend and Green Bay. Can you blame me?
All right, well, here we go. 4th down and 2. Tim DeRuyter's offense trying to extend it.
They're in the Wildcat.
Carr now comes out of the shotgun formation. Quezada up the middle, trying to push the pile forward, and they stopped his forward progress. He is marked short of a first down. What a stop by this Utah State defense.
I'm not so sure they didn't blow this whistle too early. That was a tremendous second effort by Quezada. You're right, he got stuffed. But did they blow the whistle?
Well, he was down on the ground. It was the offensive linemen that were still moving forward. I think that's a good spot 1st and 10 for Utah State. 3:32 to go. They have 2 timeouts remaining. The backup, Craig Harrison, deep over the middle of the field to Van Leeuwen, and it's nearly intercepted. Charles Washington, who played safety all year, playing cornerback tonight, nearly came away with that one.
Yeah, I thought there could have been some pass interference, a lot of pushing and shoving, but once again, that ball was late. I really liked the way that Harrison stood in that pocket, but he threw a football late in the double coverage. You can't afford to have a turnover like that. I like the thought, but the execution wasn't what it needed to be.
The starting quarterback, Darryl Garrettson, knocked out earlier in this half. He remains on the bench. Craig Harrison throwing on 2nd down to Natson. And he gets across the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 41. There's Darryl Garrettson, 5-0 as a starter. Hit hard earlier in this half, and he is out for the game. And now, 3rd down for the Aggies.
Go to your quick game, throw slants. They're going to blitz. The backers will probably vacate. There might be some holes in the middle.
Clock is ticking, 3 minutes left. Harrison's pass is almost caught off the deflection. Wow. The pass was thrown behind the intended receiver, but almost caught off the deflection.
Yeah, you're right. That was a poorly thrown football in tight press coverage. Natson almost made a play on it, but this is a must-go-to situation here on 4th down. Maybe you go back to the well.
4th down and 7. Crowd on its feet in Fresno. Harrison holds on to it, he's sacked. Eighth sack tonight by the Bulldogs defense. Adro Ederane given credit for that sack, and with 2:47 to go, Fresno State back out on offense.
This has been the story of tonight's game, has been Fresno State's ability to get after the quarterback and control the line of scrimmage. And Nick Toth's unit, when they needed a play, found a way to make one.
This is a Fresno State defense that last week gave up 736 yards and 62 points. They've responded tonight in the Mountain West Championship game. Quezada on 1st down, tackled at the 35, and Matt Wells uses a timeout immediately. He now has 1 remaining.
Utah State, 30 seconds.
Can't panic in a situation like this. You have to get focused, slow things down. If you're Matt Wells, you need to execute. You won 1st down. Now they need to win 2nd down. Now they need to win 3rd down. Obviously, Fresno State is going to want to protect the football, be conservative, running the football, protects it, and it bleeds time off the clock. They may get a shot again to be able to have this ball if you're Utah State, but their defense, Andrew, just got to see if they got one more in them.
Colin McGuire's career-long field goal is 47 yards. Something to keep in mind if Fresno State decides to try to make it a 2-possession game. Burse running the wrong way, and Burse is brought down for a loss. And Matt Wells uses his final timeout, and that takes him out of field goal range.
I'm telling you, now is not a time to panic.
Utah State, 30 seconds.
You see the trainers there looking on the sideline at B.J. Larson, but controlling the line of scrimmage and getting press upfield and maintaining contain. Their defense came up with a play when they needed.
Monday, Dave's All New with Stephen Colbert. And Tuesday, catch Billy Crystal plus The Talk's Julie Chen. That's followed by Craig Ferguson, only CBS.
Let's take a look at this play. Watch how they extend it and get push up the field. Penetration, particularly on the edge. You have to set the edge as a defense. Great job by the safety right there. Great job by the defensive end. Look at the pursuits in the helmet. Isaiah Burst didn't have a chance on that. They've been gashed all night long on that play to the perimeter, but the Aggies held firm on that one.
Don't understand that play call when a field goal makes it a two-possession game.
Well, they've been gashing them all game. They didn't think that they were going to lose yards on it because it's worked up until then.
3rd down and 17. They run it to Quezada, who's got some room. Quezada, second level, short of a first down. Now, Utah State cannot stop the clock. No timeouts remaining. 2:20 and counting. This would be a 46-yard field goal, which is the career long of Colin McGuire.
Man, bleed some time off, kick the field goal, make it a 2-score game with your 3rd-string quarterback.
They're not. Looks like they're going for it on 4th down and 4.
They're going to bleed it and see if they can get him to jump to get the automatic first down. There's no way they're going for it here.
They're going for it. Quezada is hit and stopped short. And Utah State's going to get the ball back. Unbelievable.
1:42 remaining.
What just happened?
I don't understand why you wouldn't attempt a field goal.
If you kick the field goal, it's 27-17. It's a 10-point ball game. I do not understand that call. That is too risky. This is the conference's best defense that you're trying to convert on. That's been hot this second half. I like aggressive play calling, but that was foolish.
So now the Utah State offense comes back out. 1:42 to go. Down a touchdown with no timeouts, and the backup quarterback Craig Harrison in the game. Harrison has some time. Throws over the middle, incomplete. Was looking for Travis Van Leeuwen.
Craig Harrison gets hit right as he throws this football. But his location isn't what it needs to be. But that left tackle struggling all game long. Kevin Wimpy, his brother Kyle got hurt in the year. They need this offensive line to give this young quarterback some time.
2nd down and 10. Harrison to Van Leeuwen, and he falls forward for a first down with 1:30 to go.
Great play call and execution, pitch and catch. It's a simple pivot route. Seven's been hot in this game, making some plays. They've taken several shots with him deep, and it looks like he's got man coverage up here at the top of the screen.
6 catches for Van Leeuwen, 1st down and 10. Pressure coming, sacked! The 9th sack of the night for the Fresno State defense. Give that one to Kyrie Wilson. Utah State can't stop the clock. They got to hustle to the line. Harrison looking for Butler, comes back, makes the catch, but he was out of bounds.
Looked like he bobbled it right as it hit his hands.
It's an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Slight push off there, great coverage.
Butler a little slow to get up.
I don't know, Andrew. They may want to look at that. It looked like he might have had his right toe right there as he had possession of the football. They may want to look at this.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
I'm telling you, with that last look, I think he caught that football. That right toe hits just inside. I think that's a catch.
Wow, very close. Now remember, it was ruled incomplete on the field, so they have to have enough video evidence to overturn it in the replay booth.
Right before this look right here, it bounces and slides to that position. But his hand's in the air. I think his right toe catches it. What they're going to look at is if he demonstrated possession. Just a great effort by Butler going up to high point that football. To me, it looks like he's got it under control. Keep an eye on his right foot.
Wow.
Man, buddy.
I think that's a catch.
I'm telling you,
and
when
a
I
heck
saw
of a catch.
There it is. Great shot, guys.
Phenomenal job by our crew in the truck getting that replay. Ronald Butler, the junior out of Jersey City, New Jersey, if it's overturned, would give Utah State a first down and 31 yards.
I'm telling you, Andrew, we obviously don't have a horse in this fight, but if they don't give this kid a catch, I'm going to do. Just a heck of an effort by Ronald Butler to go up and high point that football.
Reggie Smith communicating with the replay booth. And it looks like he has the verdict.
After further review, the receiver possessed the ball with his left foot inbounds at the 39-yard line. It'll be Utah State's ball, 1st and 10 from the 39, position number 1.
Great call by you, Aaron, and that's why you have replay. A 31-yard gain.
And if you're Fresno State right now, you have to really be second-guessing going for it there on 4th down.
Derek Carr trying to rally the fans here at Fresno. The red wave. 1st and 10 for Utah State at the Fresno State 40-yard line. Harrison over the middle, intercepted, picked off by the Bulldogs. Dalen Jones with the interception for Fresno State. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Laid pressure in his face. He's not able to step into that throw. If you throw high over the middle on that seam route, bad things happen.
The result of the play is an intercepted pass. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct by the Fresno State bench coming onto the field beyond the numbers. At the distance to the goal, 1st down.
Well, they can tack on that penalty, but there's no way Utah State can stop the clock. Another look. The first start of Dalen Jones's career, and he comes up with the game-clinching interception. Derek Carr will take a knee. The Bulldogs will win their 13th straight home game, improve to 11-1, and capture the inaugural Mountain West Championship game.
What an amazing job Tim DeRuyter has done with this team, Andrew. People left him for dead last week, wondered whether or not that they would respond, and they did.
The Gatorade bad for Tim DeRuyter, and what a way for Derek Carr to close out the final home game of his career. 404 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Matt Wells and Tim DeRuyter, as we chronicled earlier, coached together at Navy for 3 years. They are very good friends. And the final score, 24-17 in favor of Fresno State. Storming the field here at Bulldog Stadium, the fans have rushed on, and somewhere in that mess is Ali LaForce.
You said you wanted to go out with a win at home on this home field, your senior season with the Mountain West title. How does it feel to go out on top, buddy?
Oh, we're so blessed. I just thank God. You know, it wasn't perfect, but I can't ask for anything more. That was awesome.
Enjoy celebrating with your team. Thanks, Derek.
Thank you so much. God bless.
What a scene at Bulldog Stadium. Fresno State wins its first outright conference championship since 1991. That will do it from Bulldog Stadium. For Aaron Taylor, Ali LaForce, this is Andrew Catalon saying so long from the Mountain West Championship game, where once again the final score, Fresno State 24, Utah State 17. For live coverage of the trophy presentation and more, tune in right now to CBS Sports Network. And next Saturday, one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports, the Army-Navy game presented by USAA. What a game! This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.